Hey, what's wrong?
I just can't figure out a good way to study.
Well, have you ever heard of a virtual study buddy?
No, what's that?
It's an app configured to a Google Home device. You want to try it out?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Let's do it.
Hi, my name is Christina Ta. I'm a fifth-year computer engineering student, and I'm in charge of app development.
Hey, my name's Matt McDuffie. I'm a fourth-year computer engineering student, and I'm in charge of AI configuration.
Oh, hi, I'm Carl Azevedo. I'm a fifth-year computer engineering student, and I'm going to be working on the back-end development of this project. So, Virtual Study Buddy, we are going to create an application that we can work hands-free, answering and listening to questions back and forth using your Google Home Assistant. With that, we have the Android application that you can edit and manage all your questions, all your answers, and as well keep the score of that stack of questions that you asked your Google Assistants to start asking you. So you have different profiles where you can keep different questions for different courses that you're taking, and that's our Virtual Study Buddy.
So the motivation behind this project was one that we wanted to build an Android app that would be configured with a Google Home Assistant, which would be completely hands-off. We'd be able to interact with it, ask questions to it, and in turn it would be able to respond back to us with the correct answer.
You may be asking yourself, how are we going to implement this device? I'm glad you asked. Our device will be configured in 3 different sections: app development, AI configuration, and a combination of the 2. So let's look. In app development, we're going to start with our design, which will be done with Android to allow for easy configuration with a Google Home. In our development, we will be using Java and Kotlin, which are the 2 main languages for Android. With this app will also come testing, where we'll be able to see if the app needs changes. We will be able to do some user testing in that and just see how users interact with the app and if there's anything we can do better. So after revising and testing some more, we'll be able to connect the app to the device, the AI device, which will be a Google AI product. Within the AI configuration, we'll be able to configure vocal commands so that the AI device will be ready for whatever the user says, and we'll be able to evaluate the responses, which is the next part. In that evaluation, our device will be using machine learning to search the web and understand if the answer really is right or wrong. This response and the results will then be stored in the app, where the user can see how well they did on a certain deck of flashcards, and that will be displayed to the user so that they continue making progress in their flashcards. We expect to have 2 main problems when talking about our project with an AI device. One will be the fact that we don't have any experience in configuring an AI device, and also the fact that human error makes it very difficult for the AI device to evaluate whether a user was right or wrong. So in order to show our solution to that, we have the Google device's workflow right here. And so basically what's going to happen is the user will give the Google Assistant or the Google Home an input, which will then translate the voice into a dialogue flow, which will use machine learning in order to evaluate whether or not the response is correct. It'll search the internet and all of the databases that it has. It'll send that back to Dialogflow, which we'll send it as text to the Android app, as well as output the voice to the user.
All right, so some of the resources that we found, first one is the website for Google developers, where as tutorials, and it teaches us how to connect the API, the Google Assistant API, with our Android application. The second one is how the Dialogflow on Google Home works, basically showing how the conversion from voice to text and text to voice works back and forth with Dialogflow. And the third one is basically showing us the effectiveness of how flashcard works.